Okay, so now that we've gone through the long process of most of the IUPAC, all we have left, and we're very close to being done, hopefully this is our last video on IUPAC, is nomenclature focused around benzene rings and stuff like that, okay? Aromatic compounds, right? Mostly benzene rings. So a few things. First of all, this molecule right here is benzene. Ta-da! Benzene, okay? I hope you guys probably know that by now. Now, what's interesting is, remember what this squiggly lines mean? What these squiggly lines mean? You guys remember? The squiggly line means, hey, this bond is attached to the parent chain. So basically, this, is a substituent, and this is a substituent. That's what that squiggly line means. It means, hey, I'm a substituent. So we know that this is benzene right over here. That's all great. But what happens if you have a benzene that's a substituent? For some reason, it's not the parent chain. Maybe there's a really long chain or something like that. So how do we call a benzene ring when it's not the parent, it's a substituent? Well, that's such a good question. If the benzene ring is attached directly to the parent chain like so, then we call this a phenyl substituent. And notice it's obvious that it's a substituent because it ends in YL. Okay, now here's the catch. That's a phenyl substituent. What happens if we have a benzene ring, right, and it's a substituent, but instead of being directly attached to the parent chain, there's this one carbon here that's between it and the parent chain. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but when you have CH2 groups, right, we know that a CH3 is called a methyl group, right? We know that's a methyl group. But what do we call CH2s? CH2s are called methylene groups, okay? Just so you're familiar. So what do we call a substituent, a benzene substituent that has a methylene group between it and the parent chain? Well, we call this type of benzene substituent a benzyl substituent, okay? So you just want to be paying attention. Is the ring directly attached to the parent, or do I have that one methylene group in between the benzene ring and the parent, right? Okay, now some interesting things here. If you just have a bromine attached to a benzene ring, this really lends itself very nicely to make the benzene ring the parent, and then you have a bromo substituent. So the way that we would name this molecule is, as you can see, I've already written it in, is bromobenzene. However, here, right, we have the bromine attached to this carbon, and the benzene group is also attached to this carbon. It's a little bit weird because the bromine is not attached directly to the benzene ring. So what can we do? Well, what we do here is we consider the bromine molecule kind of like the parent, if you will. And I'm not sure if this is the systematic way of naming this, but if you see this, then you can see here, let's see, actually, let's do this. We have a benzyl substituent, just like we had up here, right? Are we highlighting? Here we go. So this is a benzyl substituent. Same thing right here. This is a benzyl substituent. So we would call this molecule benzyl and then bromide. Okay, so just so you're familiar with a little bit of how things are named.